Yeah, welcome to the Benin Empire Advancement League, the home of all the Benins. Everyone is
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
yeah. What a great day, and I want to use this opportunity to welcome everyone to the Benin Empire Advancement League. Uh, yeah, it's like we are experiencing some technical problems, but uh, that won't stop us from doing this broadcast. Yeah, as the title may say, the title of this broadcast, as written, the Benin Empire, the biggest tree in the forest of Africa. Many people will not understand this. Many of our neighbors may not understand this, but in Africa as a whole, or in the world as in the whole world, uh, the Benin Empire is well recognized. It's not because of bragging or writing, putting up folks writing or the lies writing in social media or something like that. I am very, very proud of my heritage, proud of my root, because a tree without a root is always afraid of the wind. I am not afraid because I know where I'm from. And yes, I can see this from our people today, the awareness that is really uh, outside. Spirit, they are awakening. The Benin's, they are awakening, they are waking up because I said this few years ago. We need to wake up from our slumber, from our sleep. The Benin's are waking up and they are waking up massively. So now I'm very, very proud of my people. I didn't expect that we will be coming uh, to this stage where we are today, where Benin's will be promoting their culture, doing everything for their own culture, for their own heritage. I am proud of you people, and I'm enjoying the fun in the social media. How our people come to defend our empire. Sometimes we don't even need to defend our empire because the truth always bursts out. The truth is just like a leopard or a lion. But when you leave it alone, then it will spread. You will see the power inside the leopard and the lion. But I prefer the leopard part of it because that is why our forefather also chose the leopard. Because the leopard, with or without a companion, they fight alone and they win alone compared to that of a lion. Because a lion, they are always in group, unless the male lion, who sometimes prefer also to live alone, but he cannot hunt alone. Need the assistance of of other people. to go hunting for him. Yeah, a lot has been going on, and we are also very sorry that the last broadcast is also long here due to some certain things that is really going on in our Facebook page and other things arrangement that is being done to put everything in place, and also to have our own independent platform, broadcasting platform, where we can be broadcasting without interruption from Facebook and other social medias, because these people, they are really taking the toll on our posts, our sharing and others. We want to be independent from this from these people like Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and others. We are working hard to make sure we have our own platform where there's nobody complaining. The music you use, the word you use, and all that really go against any other thing. And yes, before I continue, I would like to remember our people. There are some uh, pages out there in Facebook trying to be writing some onward, or how do I call it, things about our monarch, about our empire, that doesn't really matters a lot. But I would like everyone, every great citizens of the Great Benin Empire, to be reporting all those pages. There are so many of them out there, also reporting some individuals that are doing all this little damage. Although their damage is useless in the form that Benin is known worldwide. But there's one thing we need to be correcting about Benin. It's just the difference between the Benin Empire and the Benin Republic. We have to be differentiating it so that people already need to understand the difference between both Benin Republic and the Benin Empire. The Benin Republic got their name from the Benin Empire. Uh, for that name, they came to Benin to to ask the Omonoba Nedo Ukuapolokbolo to for a permission to use that name, Benin, and the permission was granted. They are not just using that name because of that name is relevant or irrelevant to them. They are using that name because they know where they came from. Because those people living there today in the Republic of Benin, I can tell you most of them have their origin from the Benin Empire, from the Edo State, some from Isaland, some from Egbede area from Edo State, some from Isi, some from Oriomo, some from Iyokoriomo, and some Afiemas, some from uh, there are so many of them. Likewise, people who call themselves Ewe today in Ghana and others. So, Ga people of Ghana and the Ivory Coast and others, they also have their origin from the Benin Empire, because they all know, when you are hiding things from people or trying to convince people that they are from you when they are not from you, the Benin Empire uh, is not interested in that. The Benin Empire, the people who know where they are from, they always come back home to the Benin Empire to say, really, this is where we are from. When I say the biggest tree in the forest, many people may not understand this language, because the biggest tree in the forest, go to Benin, to the Benin city. We call the name formerly was Ubini Nokbevu, which means Ubini the inexhaustible. You cannot, because the resources is already there, the human resources, the economic resource, everything, or the natural resource, everything is there. That is why the name inexhaustible. And people who came, who has their origin from Benin, they are they are so proud of their heritage. They are so proud of their origin that our neighbors are jealous, because neighbors are jealous because they have nothing to write home about. Rather than corrupting history, try to rewrite history. History cannot just be written. History is always made. If you made history, your name will be written on the wall of which is history. Although I cannot just blame all these our neighbors for their doing of their wrongdoing, because they are being used by other powers to against the Benin. Like during the colonization of Nigeria, which Benin was not part of, uh, the British or the Westerners know very well how to use our neighbor against us, like the Yorubas, like the Igbos, because the first thing they did in Igbo was just to translate the Bible for the Igbos, to Igbo language, because they know exactly if the Bible is translated into Igbo language, the Igbos will be very, very easy to convince, you know, to convince to start preaching their word, their own value, as they call it in Europe, because this is what so many Africans doesn't understand. They call their Bible their own value. You know? They call their culture their own value because they feel our culture is worthless to them. That's why they have been trying to impose their culture on us, their value as they call it, and their own civilization on us. But it's not just only the Igbos, like the Yorubas is almost exactly the same thing. The same strategy was used. You know, uh, for example, they asked Ajayi Crowder to also translate the Bible into Yoruba language. And this very person also did a very, very demonic things to we Africans, Black Africans as a whole. You know, most of these devilish names that is you see in the Bible today, you see was done not just by the Europeans, also done by the Africans themselves. Because of the brainwashing that was given to so many of them, that they are told they are worthless, and you know, and most of all these things is also that we were so fascinated from things that we didn't know. We only see the bright side of the picture, because we doesn't really look at the dark side of the picture, you know, because the white man came with a picture where the family is laughing, everybody's enjoying, but what they forgot to show you is also where the white man is crying, where the white man was hungry and not getting food, where they were also living in a cave, and they also shitting on their street, and nothing was to eat in their street. They didn't show our people all this, because they know exactly how to manipulate our people, to submit to their own will. So there's a lot. The people that didn't really give into these things were the Fulanis and the Hausas. They didn't really give into these things, and the Benis also. When the Benin was added to Nigeria, because formerly Benin was not part of this, uh, uh, what they call them, this group, the three groups, the Hausa, the Igbos, and the Yorubas. So when the amalgamation took place, the Southern and the North, because the South really belongs to the Benin, the British have to look for a strategy How can we keep these people together? The first thing they did was to be using the Igbos, the Yorubas against the Benin. For example, the looted artifacts in Benin, some of them were renamed as Yoruba artifacts or Ife artifacts. And unknowingly for them that the Beninese already have a trademark in all the artifacts we have been doing. You know? Uh, and this is very, very important because when you see some of the Yoruba's artifacts they are decorating Ife artifacts today. When you look at the trademark, because our forefathers they were not foolish, they know exactly what they were doing. You can see you can see how things are being done and why I'm saying this. Like the crown in the Oni of Ife's head is made in Benin. You know, if you go back to the coming of from the coming of Ododuwa from Benin to Ife, Ife was not even recognized as a city. You know, it was the coming of Ododuwa or Izoduwa or Ikaladeran that really gave the Ife. That's where how the civilization in Ife actually started. And he was the first Oni of Ife. You know. So when you because the Ikaladeran already have a crown on his head before he arrived in Ife. And this crown today is what the Oni of Ife is arrogating, or the Yorubas are arrogating as the crown of the Yorubas. And so many others, like the Iyoba, also Iyoba crown and others. You see them today being decorated as Yoruba or Ife artifact. Ife has no artifact, you know, because the Benin's, the biggest tree in the forest, already demonstrated to the world that we are power to reckon with. And the British, they need to destroy this. They did a lot. They used a lot. They come in from so many ways, you know. But the Benin, we are just like the seed. When you throw the seed away, you know, you think everything is over. No, it's not over. Once the rain fall, then the seed will regenerate and we grow to a forest. And we are growing. And I'm very proud of my people, the way things are going. But there's a lot we need to do because the Benin's need its independence. We need to be independent from Nigeria. We need to be independent from Nigeria because many people doesn't really recognize how meaningful the Benins are to Nigeria. When you hear Benin, Benin is not just a city. Benin is an empire spread out of Nigeria, even in West Africa. You know, in the whole of West Africa, you see people will recognize themselves to say, "I'm a Benin. I'm from Benin." You know, but there's a lot. There's a lot we still need to do. We need to come out powerfully. For example, in the political arena, we are very, very quiet and very, very stingy. And that is why we are not coming out fully in our full power, the power we really have, the power in us. Because these people, these politicians today that is represented the Benin empires, some of them are so self-centered, so selfish, so self-destructive that I cannot blame my people that they are not doing their best. But we also need to understand why these are happening because our people of today really don't they understand the meaning of politics, the meaning of voting, the power in your voting system. When we look at what is going on today, we can see that we, from Benin Empire, we doesn't really have a say in what is going on in Nigeria. All the candidates, there's no one of them from the south or from the Benin Empire, which we can really recognize ourselves with. We are only dancing and shouting for other people. It is time for us to really bring our people forward. Bring our people forward. People we need, we know that can really represent us without bias. People who respect our tradition, not because they need a vote, they will go to the palace. No. We need people who respect our tradition, our culture, our language, and so many other things that Benin needs to really focus on right now in bringing the Benin Empire back to the center stage. The Beninese need their independence from Nigeria because we are not really Nigerians. We were forced into Nigerians. Many people may be saying I'm talking like Nnamdi Kanu. No, I'm not talking like Nnamdi Kanu because Nnamdi Kanu system was another system. What I'm talking about today is that we were forced into Nigeria. We didn't want to be in Nigeria uh, because the Oba Ovurame Nogbesi of blessed memory resisted this day in and day out upon his captivity in Calabar. He refused to sign any treaty with this British and any other one. Without this treaty, they were unable to add the Benin Empire to Nigeria. It's only when uh, Oba Ovorame Nogbesi joined our ancestors, is then that we're having a free hand joining the Benin Empire to Nigeria forcefully. And a lot of things happened during this period. A lot of things happened. There were a lot of commotion and others. But the Benin's are people with good heart, with sense of belonging and with brain. You know. When we look at the independence of Nigeria, because the Benin knows that to be free, we need independence in Nigeria. All sons and daughters of Benin stand up for the independence of Nigeria. Why some of our people who are now calling themselves the owner of Nigeria were sleeping. They even collaborating with the oppressor that period. So we need to be very, very sure of what we are doing because the Beninese, we are more than what we are giving today. We need to do more to wake up, to make sure we come to the center stage of Nigeria and have our own independence, have our own country. The Ubini Nokbeo country is to be like a commonwealth where there will be no discrimination, where there will be acceptance, respect for brothers and sisters who has other languages or who speak other languages. But if you look at the Benin Empire languages, you will see the similarity. Then you will understand why we all are one. Although we have also some of our brothers who is arrogating in Facebook and other shouting here and there, they are this and that. I just want to make this clear to everybody. If people doesn't really understand, we have come a long way to this where we are today. When Pa Idu, he wasn't also alone, but he was the main person that is being recognized chosen as a leader that period. And during the Ogeso period, a lot other language emerged because of the distance of the settlement we were having. And yes, there were other languages. This language always occurred because of the distance of the settlement. I can tell you, but we are from the same origin. You can run, you can hide anywhere you are, but you will find out one day that this is my homeland, this is where I came from. No matter how I say my good morning, no matter how I said my good evening, the similarity is so great that we should be proud of our origin, of our heritage. And I want to send this message out to some of our people who feel reluctant uh, recognizing themselves with the Oba dynasty. The Beninese, we always have a bloodline. Like my own origin started during the Okiso period. We are one of the oldest family in the Benin Empire. When you hear of the Leso, it's just the Leso, so, you will understand how come, how far we have come to this stage. Then, notwithstanding, the, the, the Benin King's lineage has been one ever since the Benin Empire was created. Although there were some break, there were some breaks among, but this bloodline still remain the same. Whether you like it or not, it won't help you when you go out there online to start uh, narrating things that doesn't really matter to people. Today, even in Nigeria, as we are talking, Nigeria have started recognizing that our king, there's no other king that can be compared with our king, our emperor in Nigeria. Because he's not a political king like all other kings. Our king are being born a king. They are not being elected as king, as Oba. People need to recognize this. When you are talking, when you are broadcasting online, recognize this. You can do whatever you want to do. That will not stop any of our Oba not to be doing what they want to do. And they will not stop our Omonoba not to be who is. Because I can see some hatred in social media uh, that are so irrelevant, so irrelevant. I believe many people will always come to their senses when the time comes. And look at what is happening in the whole month of November, in the whole month of October, September. We can see the jubilation in the Benin Empire. Because I always say, when you are talking about the Omonoba Nedo Kuapolokpolo, Oba Eware, the second, Ugidigan, the great, always put the great because he has done so many things many of our past Oba have not been able to. For example, peace in our empire today. We are experiencing peace in our empire. Although our Monoba is not part of the government, but he has also a very, very big influence on the government. to tell them, look, these are my people. They need to be treated with respect. We can see this. And at the same time, internationally, everywhere you go worldwide today, you see the Benin Empire. You see the signature of our forefathers, of our ancestors. That can tell you how great and how powerful the Benin Empire is. Was and is still is today. Many people usually underrate our empire, like the Yoruba people or the Igbo people, you know, because during the time of IPOB, I also had this conversation when people were shouting Biafra independence, Biafra independence. I told these people, look, before you people got your own independence, the Benin will be independent from Nigeria first. Because Benin Empire is a separate country that was being merged, because I will not like to use the word migration. That was being merged to Nigeria forcefully. If at the same time the other people who are in Nigeria today resisted the British or the Westerners, we will have not been in this mess where we are today, because the Igbos, they welcomed the white people into their territory, sold their children to them in many forms. They sold their children out. Likewise, the Yoruba also did this exactly the same thing. They led these people into their territory, sold their children, sold their wives, brothers and sisters to these people. Now look, when the Benin will now stand up today to tell you we were not involved in any form in any slave trade, people may not agree. They will always disagree. Because we know when the Yorubas opened the door for the British and all other Westerners for the slave trade, the Benin's were pushed back. They were pushed back. The British were able to enter our territory, like Lagos and in Ogun State or in Ondo State, Ekiti, you know, where they also did a lot of damage to our people. Our people there were taken as slaves. Go to Jamaica today, you see our people there. They have their history there. You see it. Go to the Dominican Republic. You go to Barbados, you go to everywhere. They all have their history. And go to Colombia, go to all South American countries. You go there, they all have their histories. You know, go to Brazil today. You know, and so many things also happen, because when the British were taking these people, they thought this was the end. You know, they were trying to force another ethnic group on these people, but these people they were already educated from the Benin Empire. They know exactly where they were from. Like in Brazil, the British were now telling the Brazilians that they are from Yorubas, they are from this and that. No, so many of them are from Congo, and so many of them are from Benin Empire, and so many of them are really Yorubas, because these are the people who sold their sons and daughters to the white people for sugar farming in the Caribbean and in America to be used as slaves. And most of these people saw how their people were suffering. But that didn't stop them from not selling their brothers and sisters. You can see how wicked our people is today. But the Benin Empire, the Omonumba of Benin of that period, they know exactly the value of human being, why a Benin person should never ever be a slave to any other person. We must also understand there's a difference between a slave and a servant. A slave is just different from a servant. We have so many servants in Benin. Uh, the Benin servant, or what they now they are trying to force on us, was a servant system. When you serve a king, you will be rewarded. When you serve a Benin chief, you will be rewarded. When you serve a rich person in the Benin Empire, you will be also rewarded. When we look at it today, so many of our who were servants also become chief later, become a powerful military personnel in the Benin Empire. In all other tribes that is surrounding the Benin Empire, doesn't really happen. The title Oni of Ife actually originated from Benin, from our own son Ikaladera. The first Oba of Benin, Oromiyan, is also a Benin son, a son of Ikaladera. So there are so many ways and many forms the Benin Empire influenced Ife. We gave them so many things, which they are now saying today, this is not that. Because we have said things they have been trying to manipulate, to try to rewrite things. But the evidence is there. It's written on stones. You cannot just come down and start erasing, want to put all that in. No, it doesn't function that way. The earlier you accept all this fact, the better for you people. The better for you people to learn who really you people are. We can as well help you. Uh, we can as well help you to find out who you people really are, because this name Yoruba and the Yoruba Empire was given, was formed by the British for a set of people. Likewise, the name Igbo also originated from the British to identify a set of people. Actually, your own real origin is quite different from what you people call today yourselves, because Yoruba is a product of the British Empire. The Igbos is a product of the British Empire. You people need to recognize this, and we can still see this today. The way you people are so fascinated from these people that you doesn't really understand the damage you people are doing to Nigeria. The brainwashing is still there. We have been seeing Yorubas in London for a very, very long time. Since the independence, they have been brought there to study, to do this, and likewise the Igbos, they have scholarships and others. While the Benins were left alone, or the Hausas were minimized, because they know the brain of these people, the brain of independent person, you know, because they know these people are not easy to colonize, not to brainwash. Because the Igbos and the Yoruba, they accepted everything brought forward to them by the British without even asking why is this so. The Beninese have always seen the Europeans as a partner in some ways. Partners, equal right partners. The Beninese never see these people as masters. It's only the Yorubas, the Igbos who always see these people as masters. You can never, even in Europe today, you see a Benin person, you will know it's a Benin person. You will know it's a Benin person because of his attitude, of being an independent person. When the Benin started going to London, the status of Nigerians in London changed immediately. Nigeria were more respected. Nigerians were more respected than ever. Likewise, in the country where I am today, the Benin did so many changes. We did so many changes to the quality of lives in Europe today. Go to Italy today. Although there are also some negative parts, which our other people are trying to say, the Benin and this and that. No, the Benin gave these people the torchlight to look at themselves, who they really are. Because I can say this in Italy, this happened when the Benin came. The Italians now know that these are human beings who are independent, who want to be on their own, who don't want to serve any other person. Likewise in Britain. And in Germany, exactly the same. And in every other Europe country, it's the same. When you see a Benin person, you will know there's a leader. It's not a servant. I believe everybody need to understand this, because when I came here, there were also already some Yorubas here, and some Igbos who were studying here. But we gave them the light to look at themselves, to tell them, look, don't be a slave. Be an equal human being to the others. But today, these people are now dancing on social media and doing this and that, saying the Benis are this, Benis are that. But they forgot that when the Benin came, their life changed to the best. So the Benis, the biggest tree in the forest, I am proud of that. Any museum you go in the world today, you will see the handwriting of a Benin person, a Benin man, a Benin Oba, a Benin civilization, the Ubini Nokbewo. And we are coming back to retake the power that belongs to us. We are going to be working seriously to make sure we depart Nigeria peacefully, without bloodshed, with negotiations and others, without force. Because those people arrogating on social media today, like the Oduwa and the IPOBs, these are actually the Nigerians. They brought Nigeria to this situation where Nigeria is today. Hausama was not corrupt before. And if you come to Europe today, go to America, go to China, go to anywhere you go today, you hardly see a Fulani man or an Hausa man who is in jail. But when you mention other tribes' names, like the Yorubas or the Igbos, then you will see the amount of people who are really in jail in every country in Europe. So there are so many questions. Why is it that way? Yes, there are also some Edo people who are also in jail due to one or other reason. Because there's no country that is free from crime. You know? We all have our good side, we all have our bad side. So I would like to reserve a comment. If you are interested, you can send me a message, and I have so many things to explain to you. And my message to our people, also, the Oba of Benin Omonobane Dokwa Polopolo, have the power and reserve the power to nominate anybody as a chief or as a king, and also reserve the power to demote, to suspend, and also to erase any chieftaincy title. He doesn't need to answer anybody because this power is being given to him by the Ubini people, by the ancestors, and all our deities that surround us. If your forefather was a chief and today is no longer a chief, there's a reason behind it. Because I've seen so many letters and so many other things asking me to clarify some certain areas. And I want our people to know this. I'm not an historian, but I read so many books to be where I am today. Anything pertaining history of Benin should not be sent to me because the custodian of the Benin history is the Omono Banedo Kuapolopolo. The custodians of the Benin histories are the Benin chiefs, the palace. If anybody is coming out today to say, I'm this, I'm that, I will say foolishness. Yeah, your forefather maybe was a chief. Not every chieftaincy title in the Benin Empire is inheritance. They are just a chieftaincy title to honor a person. But it's not inheritance. And there are some chieftaincy title that is inheritance, that is being given to people and also for their people in generations to come. But the Omonobanedo has the power, has to suspend any chieftaincy title, to erase any chieftaincy title without answering any question, and also give chieftaincy title acts to people he believes has been doing a great job for the empire in one way or the other. We must not understand why this decision is being taken because uh, when the chieftaincy titles are being given out in the palace or a gift are being given out in the palace for people, it's the best reason not to the obas and the palace because they see things and they saw things we have not been seeing, and we should also recognize that. We should recognize that we can ask questions the palace. We can write a letter to secretary of the palace and all that, of the Benin Traditional Council and all that, to ask the question why this decision was made. I believe we will also have an explanation in some decisions. Yes, to say the fact, the Benin Omonobanedo Huapolopolo is not responsible for every misbehavior of chiefs in the Benin Empire. But he can call them to order, he can suspend them, and he has been doing that. And very good. And most of these people now are now coming to their senses because they now understand the meaning of the word chieftaincy title, of a leader, to be a leader. So for today, I would like to break it down because I would also like to have something to say in weekend to talk to our people the manner of everything, why we should behave ourselves in Europe because we are prince and princess. We are not slave to anybody. We don't answer sir to anybody. So yes, and people have also been asking so many questions about chieftaincy title. I believe this is a little bit clear now to people. And those people arrogating in social media, they should go to the street of Benin and start saying what they are saying in the social media. And let's see if they can be able to move 100 meters in Benin when they're saying that. I believe even tribes that who are not Benin will stop them from doing that because they know exactly who the Benis are. So, and my message to the people who are not traditionally Benis, who are living in the Benin Empire, the Benin Empire tolerate every tribes because we are the biggest tree in the forest. We give shade to other people to grow, and we will like you if you respect our tradition, if you respect our culture, respect everything that belongs to us. That would be very, very great. So today, I would like to close for today because I still have a lot to do. And before weekend, I stay healthy and be blessed in the name of our ancestors and the God Almighty. Because away in Nikao or Yawu Waya, in Nikao Villa women. And at the same time, I am sending this message to the Benin social medias, to the Benin uh, who are social media promoting our culture there. I hail you people and I thank you people for the good job you people have been doing. And yes, continue please because we need you people. We need you people out there to stand for us and stand for yourselves and let the world know whom you are and who we are because we have nothing to hide and we have nothing to be ashamed of. We are the cradle of the great black civilization. Nobody can take that from us. So thank you and God bless you all. Bye bye.